You are watching William Patterson University Television.
Welcome back to the desk. We're one step closer to the Fall Classic, and here to break down all the latest from the NLCS and the ALCS, we have Anthony, Jose, Ceylin, and Antonio. Anthony, last night was a bit of a heartbreaker for some Yankee fans. Close game all the way through, but I know you got some highlights of the game. Take us through it.
Jimmy, do we have some highlights? We're going to take a look at them right now here on WP Sports Desk. And this was a good game if you're an Astros fan, not a good game if you're a Yankee fan. You want to see the Yankee season end? There it is. Deep to left field. Way out of here. Alex Bregman, 3-run home run, makes it a 3-0 game. And the Astros would not look back from there. Framber Valdez had a great game on the mound, pitched 7 innings of 2-run ball. No earned runs in this game as Anthony Rizzo's going to ground one to the right side. That scores a run. In this series, Yankees have 4 runs to the Astros 7. Both teams haven't hit with runners in scoring position. Yankees are 1 for 8. Astros are 1 for 9. And this single right here would make it a 3-2 game for the Yankees on the Gleyber Torres ground ball single. 4 home runs for Houston, 2 for the Yankees. Astros have made 3 errors. The Yankees have made none. And this would be your final as Framber Valdez strikes out Oswald Peraza. Like I said, 9 strikeouts in 7 innings, and the Yankees fall 3-2 to the Astros in Game 2, and this is a very tough loss for the Yankees. They're now down 2-0 heading back to the Bronx.
Yeah, down 2-0. Now, Houston defended its home field. The Yankees are going to be going back to New York looking to do the same. Jose, who is your X factor for the Yankees to get back in it?
So the X factors for the New York Yankees is I'm going to go with Harris Bader. So my man Harris Bader is actually I believe leads the Yankees in batting average with a 273. Yes, exactly 273. 4 home runs. Yeah, 4 home runs and 5 RBIs. He's actually one of the key instruments of how they actually got past the Guardians, I believe, in my own personal opinion. And he's actually still showing that he's a very reliable base runner. That's why they moved it from the end to the beginning of the lineup, being leadoff in front of Aaron Judge, hoping that Aaron Judge actually picks it up eventually and actually starts bringing it in. And then that's my answer.
Harrison Bader definitely been a key addition. That Jordan Montgomery trade didn't look so good in the beginning. It's looking a lot better now. Ceylin, who is your key player, the X factor?
My key player, I'm going with Torres. He's sort of a secret weapon, but they do need more production out of him. He has a .148 batting average, and in the regular season, he's hit 23 home runs, but in the postseason, he's hit none. He also had 76 RBIs in the regular season and none in the postseason, but they're going to need more out of him in the upcoming games. But I'm going to go with Torres.
Yeah, he was leading off Game 1. They switched him out for Bader lead off last night. Definitely need more production out of their second baseman. Antonio, who's your guy? Who's your X factor? What do you need
My
to see
X
from the
factor
Yankees?
is Anthony Rizzo. He's hitting currently 260 this postseason. He is second average right now in the postseason behind Bader on the Yankees. He has 2 home runs, and he had driven 6 runs so far. But he's also hitting behind Judge, Bader, and Stanton. So if they got on base, he's the perfect guy to get up, to get the RBI in. Because he doesn't try to hit the home run all the time. He just tries to drive the run in. And that's what the Yankees need to start doing. They're down 0-2 right now. They need their big players to step up. Judge, Stanton, and Rizzo. They have to step up this homestand.
You're not happy about them, are you?
No, I'm really not. We're down 0-2 right now. We're not hitting the baseball. Our manager is playing people that should not be in the lineup. Shout out Josh Donaldson for that. He just shouldn't be in the lineup.
Antonio, I know, is always very passionate about the Yankees. Anthony, who's your X factor?
I'm going to go with the number 3 starter, the swingman, Luis Severino. This postseason, he is 0-1. He's got an ERA of 4.91. A little bit deceiving though, because he's got a FIP of 2.66, which hasn't been bad at all. He's just made a couple of mistakes here and there in Game 3 of the ALDS, in Game 2 last night to Bregman. But I think if he can bounce back, and we all know he has that in him, he's got that dog in him, where he can strike out a ton of guys any given night. If he could turn it around for the Yankees in this ALCS, that'd be a big deal.
Well, hopefully he gets to pitch again. I mean, last night, the Yankees, it hurt to see. Tyone, Severino, 2 guys who you don't necessarily rely on to have consistent quality starts. They're kind of wasted. The Astros really didn't hit that well. The Yankees
One bad pitch.
One
bad pitch on
Yankees
2
just
strikes.
couldn't score.
Yeah.
Exactly, Antonio. I'm going to keep it with you. We're going to switch it over to Queens now. The Mets, they got a lot of free agency decisions looming. Got that big Steve Cohen payroll. Jacob Degrom is the biggest question mark, and if he will be returning next season or not. Do you think he stays with the blue and orange?
I think he's going to be gone. I think you got to sign Diaz. That's going to be the priority. He was 5-4 on the year last year. He was hurt most of the year. We all know that. His ERA was about 3. He pitched 64 innings and he had 102 strikeouts. He is one of the best pitchers in the game, but he's going to be asking for a lot of money, and there's just so much free agents. They're not going to have the money for it because he already said Diaz is going to be the highest paid closer ever. And they're still going to sign Nimmo, Lugo, Ottavino. They have other guys who they can get for less.
Jose, do you think DeGrom will stay a Met?
I believe he will stay a Met. I believe the Mets actually invested a lot into DeGrom going when he's down the farm. Because if I remember correctly, he wasn't actually a pitcher starting going up. So
He's a shortstop.
Yeah, exactly. He's a shortstop, and then he actually became one of the better pitchers coming into the season. And I think he kind of has his own little, I want to say, affection for the Mets. Being able to, I think DeGrom got groomed. I think so. He's gonna stay.
You know, homegrown as a Met. He's from Florida though, and you know it is close to Florida. Atlanta. Walker, we've talked about it a lot. Could he become a Brave potentially?
Jimmy, you took the words out of my mouth because he is gone. His Mets career is Jacob Degrom. You know, his Mets career is smoked. It is done. It is over. He is going to Atlanta, and he will pair probably with like a Max Fried or a Mike Soroka. And obviously, Jacob Degrom has been a great Met. You know, he saw the numbers. He had a .75 WHIP. He had an ERA a little over 3. He strikes out a ton of guys, and he's a multi-Cy Young Award winner. But I just don't see him coming back to the Mets, especially because after what Antonio said, they have a lot of free agents, and they got to focus on bringing those guys back as well.
Yeah, he was maybe the one bright spot of that Padres wildcard series. Ceylin, do you think DeGrom will stay a Met?
I think he's going to stay a Met. He said himself, I love being a Met, and it'd be pretty cool to be one for his entire career. And I think the Mets did a lot for him. They made him a great pitcher. They did a lot in his career, but like Walker also said, he's probably going to go to the Braves. But I think either way it could go, but I think he's going to stay.
No, one thing I think we can all for sure agree on is wherever he goes is going to be a World Series contender. I don't think DeGrom at the stage in his career with a few years left in his prime is going to go to a rebuilding place. So let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Ceylin, the World Series is coming up. Who do you think is going to take home the trophy?
I think it's going to the Astros. They're having a great postseason. They beat the Yankees in Game 1 4-2, and they beat them 3-2 last night. They should have no problem against the Padres or the Phillies.
Yeah, they already got that 2-0 advantage. I think the Yankees pose a bigger threat than potentially the Phillies or the Padres, but we'll have to see. You never know what could happen. Jose, who's your pick?
Well, we have to welcome any other team to the Minute Maid Invitational because we're taking the Houston Astros.
Houston Astros. Antonio, I know you're a passionate Yankee fan. Is that what we're going with, or are we going away from your heart?
Nah, staying with my heart. Yankees all the way. Yankees all the way. We were down 0-2, remember, in 2017. And what did? We won 3 straight at home. We had our ace on the mound Saturday, and then we got our second ace on the mound Sunday. I think we have home field. They won their home games. We win our home games. We go into Astros. We make it. All you have to do is win one game, and at Houston, and we win 3 at home.
No, one Yankees, 2 Astros. Anthony, who are you taking?
So before I get to Antonio, because I do want to address that, I got to go with the Phillies, man. Red October, they're killing it. They win Game 1 over the Padres. They almost win Game 2 behind Aaron Nola, but he kind of implodes a little bit. But overall, you got to like what you're seeing from the Phillies right now. Bryce Harper is having a great postseason. Kyle Schwarber hit a ball into the stratosphere in Game 1. I really like the Phillies, but the ALCS, man, is over. In the words of Sal Mattaccione, it is over. It's done. Forget it. Put a wrap on it. The ALCS is over. Antonio, I don't know what you're talking about, man.
We're coming back. I don't know what you're talking about. We got it. We're
How could
we're going to lose to the Astros again?
How could you say that? They've lost every postseason series against them.
Well, not this year. We're coming back.
They're down 0-2. What do you
All
mean?
right, we got our ace on the mound. We got our ace on the mound.
Great,
on
and
the
they
mound.
have Javier, who no-hits in Game 1.
Okay, we're going to hit him, though.
Yeah, really? Do you have a crystal ball?
No. We're hitting him.
I would love to see it.
We're hitting him.
There's no shot.
All right, Judge hit 2 home runs off him.
Okay, that'd be great. There's no way.
Okay. We'll see Saturday night.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see the Astros sweep the Yankees and go to the World Series.
Nah, not happening.
All right, you guys are making me lose. I'm starting to cough. You guys are making me laugh. All right. Well, with anything that happens with the World Series, I know the Astros certainly got the leg up, Antonio. I think we can agree on that one. The Padres.
They're up 2, but they got to finish the job. Job's not finished yet. They haven't faced our 2 best guys yet.
Well, you're a lot more faithful than me. But don't forget to follow us at Sports Desk WP on Twitter and Instagram for updates and more. Join us next week. We're going to switch things over to some Pioneer Soccer. We're going to throw an alley-oop to the NBA guys and keep it with the MLB postseason. We would like to also give a special thank you to all the cast and crew, and a big shout to the tallest man in the room, our studio manager, the wonderful Al Clarke. From Studio B in Hamilton Hall, and for everyone at the desk, I'm G. Patton.